This is kind of weird to say, but I am now going to have 2 middle grade students next year. I'm Rian, Christ-following wife and stay-at-home mom to 4 sweet boys. I'm growing and learning how to glorify Christ as a wife, mom, homemaker, and teacher, so come and grow and learn with me. I am Mama on Mission. So my 9-year-old, who will be 10 in August, will be doing 5th grade this upcoming year, which is just mind-boggling to me. To be able to say that I have 2 middle schoolers, like that's just really weird. So in all fairness, in public school, he would technically just be going to 4th grade next year, but he has one of those like on the line birthdays. So he will be doing 5th grade work as a 9, almost 10-year-old. We're not really changing a lot from what we've done in the past couple years. We've kind of found our groove as far as what we like, and I'm just not one that's going to just, oh, here's the new shiny thing, I want to try it. Once we find something that we like, we just kind of stick with it. If it's working, I don't want to mess with trying to do something new. So for math, let's all say it together. We're doing Saxon. And so he will be in Saxon 6-5. The big change for him this upcoming year with that will be him using Nicole the Math Lady. So math 6-5 is where my older son stopped liking math so much, and I couldn't figure out why. And we pushed through the whole rest of the year, and he was just not doing terribly, but not doing as well as he usually does. And he just was disliking it a lot. And I was like, what happened? Like, he always liked math. He was always good at math. And then his grades were a little lower and he was just grumbling and complaining. And so then this past year, when he was in math 7-6, for 6th grade, we used Nicole the Math Lady, and it was a game changer. He now loves math and looks forward to it and is getting good grades again. And so before, I had to endure that with my second son, which I don't know that I for sure would, but I just had a sneaking suspicion that I might. I am going to get him Nicole the Math Lady this year as well. So I could not recommend her enough. She keeps it fun. She is engaging. She's happy and bubbly, and she explains things in a way that my kiddos understand. And it's not like super long and drawn out. So I highly recommend that if you are doing Saxon. For language arts, we are switching things up. This past year, he used Sunlight level 4, and I just didn't love it. I just didn't feel like it was very cohesive. I didn't feel like it just made sense. I think he got something out of it. I think he learned things. I'm not saying it was like the most terrible thing I've ever seen. I just didn't love it. The allure was that it went along with books that he was reading because he uses their readers. And so I was like, oh, well, why not kill 2 birds with 1 stone and make, our copy work and all that stuff come from those books and have it already done for me. So in theory, it was a great idea. It just, I don't know, it just wasn't as cohesive as I wanted it to be and didn't really make sense for us. And so we are switching to Essentials in Writing level 4. Now, my oldest son used this for 1 year and we didn't hate it. I wasn't sure what I thought about it. And then we gave Sunlight a go, and now I'm like, oh, okay, no. So we're going to go back to Essentials with Writing. But this son in particular has never done Essentials in Writing. It is a video-based program that combines both writing and grammar. And so he has a book that he will work through, a workbook, and he'll watch the video, then do the worksheets. I grade, and it takes a lot off my plate. So I'm really thankful for this. And it did work out well when my other son used it. It was just a very busy year for us, and I kind of got behind on grading. That kind of came to bite us in the butt. However, I think it will do a lot better this year now that we kind of have things smoothed out, and it's not as, hopefully, as crazy as a year as that year was. For science, he will be using Apology as Botany along with the rest of my crew. This will be the last year that all of us are together on science because my oldest will be moving on to something independent the following year. But I wanted 1 more year of us all together, and we're going to be doing botany. It's one of the ones we have not done yet. So for history, Bible, and literature, my 2 oldest will be doing Sunlight level E. So this is the 2nd year of American history. So this is 1800s-ish to modern times. Just for American history. And we loved level D, and so I'm assuming they will love level E as well. And he will also be using Sunlight's readers. They're grade 5 readers. And so what's nice is I already have all those for my older son because he did those not this year, but the previous year. We always loved the Sunlight Readers. There may be one or two that were just like, that wasn't such a great book, but typically we love them. And those come with their own comprehension questions and all of that, maps and timeline figures. We don't do the timeline figures, but they are in there. And then something new we're adding this year is typing. We're going to try out typing.com. It's free. And just to kind of get my boys introduced to that, they know how to touch screen it, but they don't really know how to type. And I would like them to learn how to do that. So my 2 oldest are going to do that this year. And then we're going to use A Reason for Handwriting D this year for him. He just completed or is almost done with level C. And so that's just scripture. It is in cursive. So he is learning cursive this year and we'll continue that next year. And then for spelling this past year, because we did Sunlight Language Arts with him, they had their own spelling built into that. But since we're doing away with that and going back to EIW, then he will go back to using Spelling Workout, which he had always done up until last year. So he'll be really familiar with that. It's just a very basic workbook approach. You have a list of words, you have some worksheets that correspond with those words, fill in the blank, and all those different things. At the end of the week, we take a test. Very traditional and not exciting, but it works. Like I said, once I find something that works and that my kids at least tolerate, sometimes love, but at least they tolerate it, then we just stick with it. So that is all we're using at home. But in addition to this, we will be going to co-op once a week. And there this year, we don't have our classes pinned down exactly. I do feel like we're going to be doing a unit study approach this year, in addition to probably an art class, which we have done this previous year also. So we'll have some sort of art, some sort of unit study, and then there's usually some sort of PE element in there. And then we haven't quite decided on what the 4th class will be, but he'll be getting additional stuff in there. I'm hoping for some sort of logic class, but we'll see if that actually pans out. So that is all for my 4th going into 5th grade, 4th grade age son. That's what he's going to be using. Let me know down below if you have a 5th grader, what curriculum you plan on using. I thank you so much for watching. Keep a lookout for our next curriculum picks video, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.